Bark, what's up? Leonard Fournette to the Bears. Bark, if you are a Bears fan, go check out our Bears channel, youtube.com/Bears now. H. Graham, NFL's the dude there. He talked about Leonard Fournette going to the Bears.
Harrison.
It's H. Graham, NFL.
Graham. Harrison did kind of mention that on his more recent video today, so Bark, go check that out here once we're done live. I think it makes some sense, especially if you have concerns about David Montgomery's injury. From a fantasy perspective, that would be terrible. Because now you got two backs who just aren't going to get enough work to make it worthwhile.
Rashard Lee, you're next up here on NFL Daily. Make sure you're using hashtag NFL, or you can super chat to get your questions featured on the show. How serious is Xavier Woods' injury?
Black is the answer to that question. My wife is very proud of me for that Harry Potter joke.
I don't think
he'll
that
be.
at all.
I think he's fine. The Cowboys didn't have a full update as we were filming this, Monday evening, but I don't think it's anything severe. Woods seemed fine when he came back out of the locker room after practice on Sunday. So I think he's going to be okay.
Cool. Next question from Rohit. Jimmy Ward and 2 firsts for Harrison Smith and a 3rd.
Creative trade idea. I think that the Niners should say no. I love Harrison Smith. He's an awesome player. Don't get me wrong. He's able to do a bunch of different things for you. He is, though, aging.
Yep.
I don't think the upgrade is enough for what the Niners want to do on defense. Give up 2 first-round picks when they're going to need those picks to backfill some players they're going to lose in coming years. So I think the Niners should say no.
Arthur Reyes, what's up, man? Would it be smarter for the Texans to sign Fournette or Thomas or bring back Clowney? So smarter to bring back Leonard Fournette, Earl Thomas, or Jadeveon Clowney?
I don't think a reunion is going to happen with Clowney. I think that bridge is more or less burnt.
Yep.
I would say Earl Thomas, but I like Justin Reed a lot in that free safety role. I don't want to disrupt his development for potentially 1 year of ET. So it could still make some sense. So if you find a way to deploy them both properly, I would honestly go Fournette because David Johnson's bad.
David Johnson is washed up, and then Duke Johnson's more of just a pass-catching running back. And I actually do think that Leonard would fit very, very well with that offensive scheme. So, Arthur, you asked about 3 top players. So guess what? Who's going to sign first here? That's it's a hard question that we're trying to figure out at Chat Sports. So type JC for Jadeveon Clowney. Type ET for Earl Thomas. Or if you think it's going to be Leonard Fournette, type LF. If you want it, Tom, we can give some shout-outs here since we are doing this video live. If you missed it live, remember, we do mailbags every single Monday and Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific.
It's a pretty split vote, but I think the Fournettes are winning, but very nearly. Maybe like 38% total.
Preto, who steps up with Rager down? So Jalen Rager, drafted in the first round by the Philadelphia Eagles, went down with an injury. Who do you think is going to be able to step up for him?
The 2 names I'm going to monitor for Philadelphia here. I've heard good things about John Hightower in camp. 5th-round pick out of Boise. I think he makes this team.
What about Quez? I love me some Quez.
I was not going to go with Quez. I was going to go with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who had a pretty disappointing year last year. Heard he made some nice plays in camp. So you're hoping it's one of those 2 guys because they're young, and you're really hoping it's probably J.J. Arcega-Whiteside because he's a 2nd-round pick, and you don't want to miss out on those guys.
Preto, if you're an Eagles fan, go check out our Eagles channel, youtube.com/Eagles now. All right, Nicholas, what's up, my dude? Clay Matthews to the Arizona Cardinals. Interesting question. I also did a video on some potential destinations that, as I burp, was not the destination that I had for Clay Matthews. What do you think about this fit overall?
I think it makes some sense. I think the Cardinals can utilize him as a really rotational pass rusher. There's also, maybe he could be a good mentor for Hassan Reddick if they keep him. He's played some inside-outside linebacker in the past. So I think it makes some sense for Arizona. I'm not really sure what's going on with Clay Matthews. Wasn't the same guy after he broke his jaw and came back, and hot start, then struggled down the stretch. I think Arizona could use one more option. I'm just not sure it's going to be Clay.
E.B. Tirhi cut Rashad Penny, and Seattle signs Leonard Fournette.
I will not rule out a Leonard Fournette joining Seahawks move because Seattle loves backs. They just can't resist acquiring them.
I know.
I don't think the timing is right to cut Penny. I think they want to give him another chance.
Ugh.
He's shown flash. He's just never, ever healthy.
He's also not.
So
he's never going to be a first-round pick.
No, he's not. But that's okay. That's a sunk cost. You're not looking necessarily for a first-round pick at this point. So I think you keep Penny because he's hurt right now. I think you're fine with Carlos Hyde. Maybe they explore it, but honestly, maybe you just give DJ Dow a shot. 4th-round pick this year. Maybe you don't have to go and add another option at in the backfield for Seattle.
Go to a super chat here. Remember, you can use hashtag NFL. When we have 1,600 people watching, it's not very easy to get your question featured on the show. The easiest way is super chat. You think the Vikings are making good moves right now?
I want to see what they do with Riley Reef. So we might date ourselves here a little bit, but they were trying to get him to take a pay cut. I don't think it's a good idea to cut a starting tackle in today's NFL. That's iffy for me. So I was on board with the aggressive trade of Yannick. If you get to take a pay cut, awesome. I'm not cutting him, though. That is not something that I want to do. I think that's too dangerous for the Vikings offense.
You mentioned Yannick, so Nicholas Martinez is thinking the same way. Appreciate the super chat, my man. Over, under on Yannick and Hunter getting 24 sacks.
I want to preface this by saying that's a lie.
I was just going to say
24
under.
sacks might not seem like a lot between two players.
It's a lot.
It actually very much is. Now, the past 2 years, Hunter's averaged 14.5 sacks. So let's assume he gets 14 this year, a little bit less. Yannick can get 10. That is within the range of outcomes for those two guys.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
That defense was so much better last year, and I still think it's going to be.
But now they have Yannick. Like that. Like their biggest problem for me is the secondary needed to be overhauled. They did. It's going to be inconsistent.
Okay.
The biggest loss was Everson Griffin. Now they got Yannick. So I feel a lot better about this Vikings defense getting Yannick. So I think it's actually a pretty good over-under.
Okay.
I think I'll lean the under barely, but it's a good question.
All right, so type O for over, type U for under, 24 sacks for Yannick and Hunter this upcoming season. Chatsports.com/stay safe. All we're trying to do right here, y'all, is make sure that y'all are staying safe and repping your favorite team. So if you do plan on going to an NFL game this year, you're going to have to wear a face mask. If you go out in public, whether it's to the restaurant, maybe you're going to the grocery store, you also have to wear a mask. So make sure that you're doing your part and repping your favorite team. At the link that you see below, it'll also be in the comments. It'll also be in the description. You can get an NFL face mask. I will admit the American flag one for the Cowboys is
also
actually
on sale.
Pretty cool. You can also get player masks as well. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/stay safe. You can get single mask. You can get a 3-pack. You can get a 2-pack. If you're looking to save the most money is by getting actually the 4-pack, which is only $29.99. They are also machine washable. So chatsports.com/stay safe. So speaking of the Jets here, Ryan Wilson, you need to go get yourself a Jets mask. Lev Bell to Washington for a 5th and 6th, and Jets sign Leonard for cheap money. You know,
Washington says no.
I agree.
Because I think the value might actually be right, but why does Washington need Lev Bell?
No,
like, they're not going to compete this year.
All reports out of camp right now are that Lev's not the best. Right now, Frank Gore's the best looking back, apparently, according to New York.
I think Lev Bell's going to be fine, just so we're clear. All
right, what do we got here? Jamie, should the Cowboys sign Eric Reed?
I would do it. I know that everyone wants Earl Thomas or Eric Berry. I think Eric Reed makes a lot of sense because
he's a good player.
If they don't really have a true strong safety, which is fine. I don't think they're going to use one in the same way you might see, the old Seahawks cover 3 teams use. But he can play safety, can play linebacker. He should start in the NFL. Yeah. If you can get him on the cheap, heck yeah, I'm all for it.
James M. Will the Niners pick up Prince Amukamara? James, if you're a 49ers fan, go check out our Niners channel, youtube.com/49ers TV. So today, the Las Vegas Raiders, they moved on from Prince Amukamara. And one of the reasons, or 2 reasons why they did it, they've been very confident in Damon Arnett, who they drafted 19th overall. But also Prince, from reports, was not looking good, showed up a little bit out of shape. And I'm almost curious if they were like, you know what, you're not going to be starting this year. And if he was like, all right, deuces, I'm out. So
I think it makes some sense for San Francisco. Again, if you want a cheap veteran depth option, that'll be fine. Amukamara's height fits what they've typically liked.
Okay.
He actually has 30.5-inch arms. So the length does not fit their typical prototype. But again, there is nothing wrong with a cheap 1-year deal and figuring it out if he's good or not, because that's what Vegas did, and it was fine.
So what we want you to do right now is drop a like if you're ready for the football season to be here. I know I am. We are, 10 days away, if you're watching this live. So it's really, really exciting. If you could, like the video. We got 1,700 people watching. and only 105 likes. I find it very, very hard to believe that only 106 of you are excited for football season. So if you are, drop a like. Once you do like the video, type L in the comments, and then I'll give you a shout-out. And if you are liking the video, guess what?
Yeah.
I guess that means that you love the NFL. Subscribe for the best NFL coverage on YouTube. We also do a lot of shows on Facebook as well. But hey, for free, this show is 100% free. We're also answering your questions. We cover NFL news and rumors. So go ahead and click that big red button. We would definitely appreciate it. What up, Nicholas? Trey Lance or Justin Fields? Tom, you're the NFL draft expert, but I think I know where you're going.
I prefer Justin Fields. Again, I like Trey Lance. I do. But I think Fields is a little bit more polished right now. Both these guys should go early in round 1.
Yep.
I would prefer Fields, though.